Howdy everyone, Douglas Ducote here, founder and CEO of Veterans United for Justice, veteran law enforcement officer, and a co-host on the Real World Witness Radio. Got another exciting video for you. Talk about a entitled liberal woman out in New Jersey that I'm sure by now you've all seen the video circulating. It's went out, I think, over 1 million something views. This would be her. This is Emily. Poor Emily was at a beach in New Jersey, in the city of Wildwood, and that beach, or that city, has a policy of 0 alcohol allowed on the beach. You can't have an open container. You can't have a container of alcohol. You can't have a closed container of alcohol. You cannot bring alcohol on that beach, period. Doesn't matter if you're drinking it or setting it up and making sandcastle type toys out of it, whatever. You can't have alcohol on that beach. Police get called and they go over there and they confront Emily, and right there in plain view is the alcohol. It's beer. And someone nearby got a cell phone and recorded what took place. And up until just recently, all we saw was that video. And the horrible part of it they focused on was just about 30 seconds worth, where the officers have her on the ground, and one of them takes his hand, his fist. He doesn't hit her, punch her like this. Of course, they're calling it a punch. But he's doing this several times on the side of her face because she's fighting and frailing around and yelling and cussing and refusing to go into handcuffs when he reached that point. This was also after she had spit on them several times, kicked them several times. Okay? Long story short, she gets arrested. Assault and battery on a police officer, resisting arrest, underage open container on the beach. And the video goes out and everybody gets to see it. And if you haven't seen it, it's pretty funny. You know, it's on YouTube. Check it out. Just put in her name, Emily Weinman or Weinman or Weinman, and look at that video of poor little Emily getting tossed around by the bad old policeman. So, if you just look at that video and only that video, it looks pretty bad, okay? These 2 police officers can't take care of this little girl, 20-year-old, probably 100 pounds soaking wet. And of course, that's what the liberals and Democrats are saying. They're screaming and hollering and yelling about, you know, police brutality and all that kind of good stuff. So, she was interviewed. Well, first, let me back up before the interview. This goes out and it goes viral. So the police department decides to release the body cam footage of the officer that physically took his fist and hit her on the side of the head a couple times. And what you see, the entire incident from start to finish, because of the police cam, and not just the 30 seconds worth of the cell phone footage from the lady who sent it viral, or sent it out and it went viral, is the true story, the real story of what happened. See, Emily here has been educated, I guess, by those Black Lives Matter fools that are going around claiming that policemen are all bad and policemen treat everybody horrible. And you don't have to listen to the police, and you don't have to give them information, and you can refuse this, and you can refuse that, and I know my rights, and you can't tell me what to do, and you can just move your ass on along, okay? The way all these young black and white kids are acting towards our law enforcement. And of course, then you got that San Francisco frizzy-haired, I don't even know what his frickin' name is. Looks like he's got a bird nest up there. The one that started the kneeling BS, you know, saying that all cops are discriminating against black people and beating up black people and shooting black people. And, okay, that's another video, which actually I'll probably do soon because I got some new stuff to add to that. I've done some in the past. Anyhow, when you look at the body camera footage that came out, you see that she's just being a bitch. And she's, you know, she does agree to the breathalyzer, and they give her that. We don't know what the results of that were. But when they're asking her basic information, because they know she's underage, she's admitted she's underage, she's refusing to give them her name, she's refusing to give ID, she keeps getting on her cell phone, calling somebody that's supposed to be her aunt that's going to show up, telling the cops that you're just going to have to wait. You know, you wasted your time coming over here. I haven't done anything wrong. I know what my rights are. On and on and on and on. And finally just basically tells them to go to hell and starts to walk off. And they're like, no, get over here, young lady. You're not going anywhere, okay? This is your last chance, you know. Give us your name or we're going to put you in handcuffs and we're going to arrest you. All right, for this alcohol on the beach. And again, she says no. And when they reached out forward before they even got a chance to touch her, she takes both hands and goes right at the officer and spits on him. And so hard that it made the camera stop working briefly. Now he's trying to get it back going again because he needs this to save his butt, all right? Because he knew other people had cameras, I'm sure. And luckily he got it working right away. Next 2 minutes, they're wrestling with this woman, this girl, this 20-year-old, trying to get her into handcuffs, and she is fighting, and she is kicking, and she is yelling, and she is cussing, and she's spitting at them. There's 2 more times while she physically hawks up loogies and spits it at them, okay? And they finally get her in handcuffs, and they're taking her to the car to put her in the car, and the whole time she's yelling and hollering and calling them all kinds of names and just acting like a total, just what's happened to most of our youth right now, and the liberal and Democrat side. We're entitled. You can't tell us what to do. We know everything, and we're going to have your badge. We're going to have your job. All right? Police chief comes out today. Not the police chief, I'm sorry. It was the police chief, I believe. Comes out today and says, after looking at the cell phone video that was released and went viral, and then looking at the body camera, we are charging her with assault and battery on a police officer, resisting arrest, assault, open container, and we're not going to discipline the police officers. They're not going to be fired, okay, because they did their job right, okay? They did what they're supposed to. Of course, the big thing is taking his hand and doing this on the side of her head a few times, all right? Look, he could have punched her like this right in the face several times. And he didn't do that, thank God. But if you can't get somebody under control, there are other things you're taught to do. Now, where this came in at, I'm not sure. But in the heat of the moment, in the battle, you just do what you got to do to get her to, or him or her to comply. And that seemed to work. Okay, that got her attention. So today she goes on her speaking tour. And she's on ABC. They've seen the police body camera footage, and they interview her about her side of the story, which is all fairy tales and roses, and let's sprinkle some sugar on it, and forget everything that was on the police body cam, all right? They know what she did. They saw both videos. And let her sit there with her attorney and lie her little ass off. I never spit on them. If I did, it was only because I had sand in my mouth and I was trying to spit the sand out. Well, you can obviously see from the police cam video, that's bullshit, okay? That's a total lie. You know, she claims she never assaulted them and tried to hit them. You can see from the police cam, the body cam video, you know, she goes after them like this, okay? That's assault. And at no point do they question her about that. I go, okay, well, you know, now you've told your story. Have you seen the police cam video? You know, the body cam video? Because what you're saying and what really happened are night and day. Now, I've done videos like this that I'm doing right now about black people and about white people and about some Asian people. You can go back and look at and Hispanic people. You can go back and look at some of my videos and see me calling it all out. And of course, if I do this about a black person, I get thousands and thousands of hate mail and messages and comments and you're a racist and you're a skinhead and, you know, and just, it's viral. It's very bad, okay? Death threats, I've had it all, okay? Look, I don't give a shit what color you are. This is a white woman, okay? And I've done stuff on white people before. If you're white, black, Hispanic, Asian, a Muslim, Catholic, Protestant, I don't care what religion you are, I don't care what color you are, what your where you come from, don't act like a freaking idiot to the police. And chances are, your ass won't end up getting roughed up while they're putting you in handcuffs, especially fighting them and resisting arrest, which is what she did, and which is what so many people do, where there's just this clip of the video, and the rest of it, you know, you don't see the general public. Kids, pull your heads out of your butt. Have some kind of decency and respect for your elders, for law enforcement, for the rule of law that we have here in America. It's just simple. Just do what the officer says. And if you feel that your rights were violated, there's a process for you to go through to get the officer in trouble or fired or whatever. Sue the department. Okay? But if you start acting like she did, or like all these other videos all over the freaking, you know, like Michael Brown and Ferguson did, or Alton Sterling and Baton Rouge did, you know, it just goes on and on and on. You start acting like an idiot and resisting arrest and fighting and trying to hurt the officers, and your ass gets thrown on the ground and injured, we don't give a shit, okay? Because you screwed up. And you think you're this entitled little brat who happens to know more about the world than anybody else. And therefore, your ass ends up in trouble. And I'm sure she'll be next on CNN and MSNBC, and they won't question her about the body cam footage either from the officer. Just that little clip it from the person that was on the beach next to her. So Emily, you and your attorney, y'all go ahead and file a lawsuit against the police. One other thing, let me add in there. This wasn't Emily's first run-in with the law. Allow me to tell you about her rap sheet. September 2016, she was arrested and charged with burglary, simple assault, criminal mischief, criminal trespassing, reckless endangerment of another person. November 2017, she pleaded guilty to simple assault, reckless endangerment of another person. She was sentenced to serve 4 years of probation and pay just under a $10,000 court cost. And she was on probation when she acted like a freaking libtard and did this whole thing on the beach. Poor me. I can't wait to see how your attorney fights this body cam footage in court. And I just pray that that city doesn't cave like Baton Rouge did and pay out to her family to settle out of court because it'd be cheaper. Because that's what they're going to look for. Trust me. Folks, as always, please say a prayer for our men and women in uniform serving the United States military, our veterans, our law enforcement officers, first responders. Hope you all have a wonderful day. Remember, if the cops pull you over, they ask you any questions, just simply go along with it. Don't act like you're John Wayne or Miss He-Man or She-Man or whatever. Just do it. And things will work out a whole lot easier for you. And if you felt you were done wrong, there's a process to go through that will help you find out one way or the other. Thank you. God bless you. Hope you all have a wonderful day. I'm Douglas Ducote, and I'm out.